Peace, peace, peace. Back again, Dr. Alim El-Bey. Getting ready to hit you with a surefire joint. Y'all got to know what's going on. Seen a video today in which that, once again, disrespect towards Brother Bobby Hemi. And see, that's the guy that put me on. So let's just explain some of the sciences behind what Brother Bobby was talking about in order to squash and quench any bullshit before it even rises. Cause I'm gonna be like cream as we always rise. All right, so today is going to be the mysteries of Lucifer, the archangel Uriel, and the serpentine fire. All right, that's what we're gonna be dealing with today. All right, hopefully y'all get a great understanding and stop listening to these eggheads, knuckleheads, these youngins that don't know shit, don't produce shit as far as books, quality videos as far as information wise. Haven't taught. This is just something in which that as the average person, it would just be wise in order to and listen to those in which that give you actual facts, because this is imperative in this day and time. We see that the agenda, population control agenda, is running rampant. Men and women, men, and they really think they are, even though their chromosomes state differently. Whatever case is going on, there's a lot of confusion. So to end all confusion, point blank, period. All right, we don't roll with the confusion. The devil is the author of confusion. All right, meaning your lower self. All right, let's get into today's topic. You know how we do. All right. Let's go to the questionnaire for Moorish Americans, formerly known as the questionnaire for Moorish children. All right. In the 102nd key and 101 or 101 as it is called. But here we got 66. It says, what is the devil sometimes called? The lower self. How many selves are there? 2. Name them. Higher self, lower self. What people represent the higher self? The angels who protect the holy city of Mecca. What people represents the lower self? Those who were cast out of the holy city and those who accepted their teachings. What is the higher self? The higher self is the mother of virtues, and the harmonies reads justice, mercy, love, and right. Can the higher self pass away? No. Why? Because it is a law in man. What does the lower self breathe? Hatred, slander, lewdness, murder, theft, and everything that harms. See, this is how you know that a person is, anytime that they have to go and attack someone else, information, which they claim they got the truth, but obviously they don't. Otherwise, they wouldn't have to slander someone else. Because that's what the lower self does. The lower self breeds hatred, lewdness, murder, theft, and everything that harms. Bobby Hemmett never had to mention anyone's name, right? Unless they was already doing a disservice to the community. And to said people. But as far as the hatred, slander, lewdness, murder, theft, and everything that harms that's going on right now. And Bobby hasn't even been on the scene in years, going on 5 years. 2 years since I interviewed him, which was his last interview. What did the higher self say to the lower self at one time when he met him? Where are you going, Satan? What was the answer the lower self gave to the higher self? I'm going to and fro the earth, seeking whom I may devour. See, this is what the devil does, the lower self does. They seek to devour the higher self. And see the self, being that it works off of interpersonal consciousness, intrapersonal consciousness, or life consciousness, oftentimes it can't understand the higher principles such as subconsciousness, superconsciousness, magnetic consciousness, and infinite consciousness. See, these are the 7 different levels of consciousness. So a person who is at impersonal consciousness can't even stand a person who is dwelling at infinite consciousness. Infinite consciousness, all right? That's oftentimes what is not understood. All right, that's oftentimes it's not what's understood, because a person who is at a higher level of consciousness is way above, all right, let's say what people say as far as materialistic things, the pay rate of the average person. All right, you have a person who's in their lower self, can understand the higher self. Has he finished his task of devouring? Yes. When was his time declared out? When he nailed Jesus on the cross. See, the one-on-ones goes in the same thing, except it starts at number 65 and ends at 78 with that. It says, what was the last words Jesus uttered? It is finished. All right, so understand the lower self. Get the book, A Dictionary of Angels, including the fallen angels, by Listen. He speaks on Uriel, and Uriel in Hebrew means the Father of God, one of the angels, because he's one of the 7 archangels in the non-canonical lore, and ranked variously as a seraphim, cherub, region of the sun, flame of God, angel of the presence, besider over Tartarus, which is Hades. Hades, that's hell. So Uriel is over Hades, which is hell. So that means that Uriel is the Hebrew name of, which is the Latin name. But see, being that Lucifer was an archangel, he fell from his position, which was the position now that Grail holds, which was under Michael, because Lucifer, which is Uriel, wanted to be like, but Michael means he who dares to be like God. So he fell in rank from the 7th position, which is all symbolic from the 3rd eye to the base chakra, the root chakra. See, allegory and esoteric, metaphysical, occult information. If you have no clue, shut the fuck up. You shouldn't be talking on things that you don't know and have no understanding. In the latter works, he act as heavily interpreter of Isra visions. In Enoch 1, he is the angel who watches in terror. In the book of Adam and Eve, he presides over repentance. Uriel is supposed to be, said Abba Ansgar Vener, the Catholic Church, the spirit who stood at the gate of the lost Eden with the fiery sword. The book of Adam and Eve has this spirit, i.e., one of the cherubims. In fact, Uriel was over the cherubims. Michael was over the seraphims. So Michael was over Uriel, and Uriel wanted to ascend to his position, which is meaning that the serpentine fire within you, which third eye, want at the crown chakra, the area of Michael, he who dares to be like God. He's invoking in some of the ancient. He has been identified as one of the angels who has helped bury Adam and Abel in paradise. This is Hastings' Dictionary of the Bible, as the dog Jew who wrestled at pineal. See, Jacob means supplanter. And remember, Jacob's name was changed by Uriel to what? Israel, or means to ascend to God. Which once again is a allegory of the Kundalini ascending upward, crown chakra, hence particularly the pineal gland that sits in the center of the brain. And Uriel, which is Kundalini, symbolizes that, which is Lucifer, as he transformed from Lucifer at the root base chakra into Christ as he reached the crown. Hence the seat of Michael, he who dares to be like God. See, stories, and not only Eurocentricized them, but had made them literalized them, historialized them. All right, that's what's going on. And it says, as the destroyer of the host of Sennacherib, as the God to Noah to warn him of the impending deluge, all of which feats or missions has been credited to other angels as elsewhere noted. In view of Lewis, Prince of Lights, in the Manual of Disciples, referred to Uriel. In addition, Uriel is said to have disclosed the mysteries of the heavens, arcane, to Isra, interpreted prophecies, and led Abraham out of Ur, which means the land of fire. Of course he would have, because Uriel is what? He's the one who was standing at the gates of Eden, not allow Adam and Eve back into Eden. He was the head of the seraphims, the cherub. He was the cherub that we make mention of, which is Lucifer, which fell from heaven. The cherub, the most beautifulest angel, as they tell you. And Keith Murray, the beautifulest thing in the world is just like that. Gotcha. Keith Murray. Right? So the word Hades, because most people don't understand what the word Hades means. Remember, Uriel, as it says here in the Dictionary of Angels, Uriel, the fire of God, states specifically was and is the archangel or angel over Hades. In English usage, the word Hades first appeared around 1600 of the Greek word, right? Ons, in the line of the Apostles' Creed, he descended into hell. Descended into hell. Because he became the ruler over hell. The place of waiting, the place of the spirit of in prison, in which Jesus is there to have gone after the crucifixion. So why would Christ, Jesus, have to go into hell? Well, see, if you understood watching Brother Crumb, the TV the other night, and he was breaking down the science, in which that I've broken down over the last 30 years about which, and said, man, this Australian dude, well, Italian dude, stealing your information. It's not necessarily my information, but I'm sure the things in which that he heard sounded very familiar because he heard over the last 20 years, But of course, the guy's name, I won't get into all of that. You'll have to go out. But he said the brother is stealing your style. I say, yeah, but at least he give me credit. So, I ain't got a problem with someone saying the information, quoting the information. Just say where you got it from. Because best believe I give everybody credit that I possibly can when I do my videos, where I get the information from. I show you the authors, how I put the shit together. I don't say that, oh, it's mine's. But I know when I hear my shit, though, let's believe that. But anyway, it's prison. 1 Peter 3:19, in which Jesus is there affirmed to have gone after the crucifixion. So we know that when you hear about the seed, which is produced within the pineal gland, pituitary gland, the HGH, which is human growth hormone, the whitest substance, as well as also the DMT, the golden substance, which produces this seed. The seed goes down into the various chakras. In particular, it goes into the manger, which is the solar plexus. It then goes later on in what is known as the abode, which is the sacral bone, and which is hell. That is where the Kundalini dwells at. All right, the Kundalini dwells of Uriel, Lucifer, dwells in the sacral bone, which is the Kundalini. All right, because this descent, known in the Old and Middle English as the howling of hell, needed to be distinguished from to be usually called hell, the place or state of those finally damned. The word was transliterated and given a differentiated meaning. But Hades would mean hell, which is talking about the sacral bone area. Is a picture in which that I got from Brother T. Thanks, Brother T, for letting me utilize this picture. This is the picture in which that he got, I should say the statuette in which that he got of Uriel there. All right. Of course, it's Europeanized, but hell, that's when that means we got to be on our job. We got to start doing our own shit. But I stated Uriel is well, that means, and he's diesel, that means Uriel fell, just like they say about Lucifer. Right? Lucifer, the light bearer, was a Latin name, as I said, right? But it was for what? The planet Venus star in the ancient Roman era, and it is often used for mythological and religious figures associated with the planet. So Lucifer is also astrological. Due to the unique movement and discontinuance appearance of Venus in the sky, mythology surround often involved a fall from the heavens to earth or the underworld. Interpreting or of the similar term in the Hebrew Bible, James Version, as Lucifer, led to a Christian tradition of applying the name Lucifer and its associated stories of a fall from heaven to Satan. See, Lucifer, different entities. Okay. Satan, I'll get into in a minute, is Sut on or Set on. Most modern scholarships regard these interpretations questionable and in the relevant Bible passage as morning star or shining one. Shining star so you can see what it really means to me. Shining star, every nigga is a star. It has fallen from a star. Your body is still 93% stardust material. This has been proven. I've shown this in my shows. You have fallen from light, or you have fallen light into matter. Hence, you have become Satan. You was once Lucifer, embedded now into Satan. Satan symbolizes as the matter, the mother, the matrix. Yeah, see, this is what Bobby was talking about. See, on YouTube and spouting opinions. Everybody got an opinion. It's just like assholes. Everyone got one. It's to yourself. If you're not going to really teach, don't open your mouth. As a name for common meaning in English, Lucifer is the renderance of the Hebrew word in Isaiah, given in the King James Version of the Bible. The translator of this version took the word from the Latin, translated by the Latin word Lucifer, uncapitalized, meaning the morning star, the planet Venus, or as an adjective, light bringing, and as name for the proper name and capitalized in English. In Greco-Roman civilization, the morning star was often personified and considered a guide or the title of a deity associated with the planet. Hell, as we showed, Uriel was associated with the planet Venus, which within Latin became Lucifer, the light bringer, is the fire of God. Fire is the manifestation of light. Fire, nation of light. Look at your Bible. Isaiah 14:12. Ha! How you fallen from heaven. Ha! O morning star, son of dawn. Ha! How you were cut down to the ground. Ha! You who laid in the nations low. Ha! Now you go to Jesus in Revelation. Lucifer, known as the morning star. Jesus is known as the morning star. And it says, I, Jesus, have sent my angel to testify to you about these things. I am the root and the descendant of David, the bright morning star. Revelation 22:16. But see, if you go to Job 38:6-7, morning stars. When they sang the joy when God created the heaven and the earth. Lucifer is the most beautiful of all God's angelic beings. Ezekiel 28:12-15. Astrologers consider Venus, the morning star, as the brightest, and it is the brightest object in the night sky. It's the most beautiful. Next is Sirius, is the brightest star, then Polaris, the North Star, and next Concession. So since Lucifer, not Satan, was the most beautiful and powerful of all the angels, except for Michael, before he ascended, is a probe called morning star. Because really, if you're talking about Venus, right before the sun comes up in the morning, just a few minutes before, Venus is the brightest. Before the moon shows itself as it goes into night, Venus is the brightest. So not only is Venus the morning star, it is also the evening star. All right, excuse the TGI quality of this picture of Venus. The Moors use Venus. Matter of fact, that is the pointed star. Sometimes the inverted green point on 5-pointed star. That's on the cherry background of the Moors, of the Moroccan flag. Of course, love, true peace, freedom, and justice. Those are nothing more than the principles of Mayat. Two are missing. Those on the Nation of Islam. Equality. All right. All right. Justice is there, which is of course already within the Islam is also there. But with this is why you find the 5% or the naked gods in earth as this, even though the 5% is brothers and sisters who study the 5% for many years who say that they do not recognize the nation of gods on earth, that terminology, they still refer to themselves as the 5%. Whatever the case is, because the 5% was my foundation at 14. After I read the autobiography of Malcolm X at the age of 12. All right. I lived on 129th Street between 5th and Lenox. So I lived right up the block, about 4-5 blocks or so from Mecca, from the school. And that's where I began to start learning some of this information. See, Allah was my enlightener. And because I was back and forth between North Carolina, he gave me the whole 120 and told me to take it and go and teach. So that's part of what I've been doing for these years, giving you adept chamber lessons, as well as also, as they say within the Moorish Science Temple of America, third heaven, but also been giving you these additional teachings. But here you see at the bottom, objects in the sky. Venus has been a major fixture in the human culture for as long as records has existed. It has been made of many cultures and has been a prime inspiration for writers and poets as the morning star and evening star, as I said earlier. Venus was the first planet to have its motion across the sky as early as the 2nd millennium BC. So let's get into, of course, as you see here, underneath the woman is Saturn, the serpent. And as you see, hence, this is the serpent that was once able to walk, that is mentioned in the book of Genesis. And as you see, is underneath correlating to the woman. The serpent correlating to the woman's correlating to the serpent. All right. Hence, this is the reason why the serpent is known as the mother goddess principle, because there was always a close connection with the mother principle and the serpent. Here we have Genesis 2:7. The Lord God the grounds and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living being or living soul. Well, notice that Atum, who is now have the stars embedded in, is looking directly into the black hole. And his phallus is elongated, which also symbolizes the serpent, the snake. And also what comes from the phallus, which are the small sperms, looks like snakes. So see, this is a whole snaky situation going on here. Not only do the sperm looks like tadpoles of a frog, which is a reptile. That's also symbolic to what they tell you. But underneath him also, as you see, a serpent biting his tail, and inside is a man or some sort holding a staff, which is right between the legs of Atum. Goes into kissing his own phallus. This is what's called the sneeze. Your nose looks similar to the snot or the semen that comes out the phallus, brothers. It's mucus form. So it was some tense. The first that was produced was Yashu. Shu was the first son, but begotten by Atum. It's just the moisture, hence Tafnut, symbolized the breath of life. You see, the breath of life made man a living soul, a living being. So you have to be able to break this allegorical shit down. Degrees south, and at 19 degrees north, there's upswelling of energy. In the 74th surah, in the 30th, 31st ayat verse, there's mysteries that is to be found in the verse. It says, above it are 19. And we have set none but angels as guardians of the hellfire. And we have made their number only a trial for. So 19. Well, what we find is that above it are 19 angels, bless you. Better come too long. 19 angels is at 19 degrees. Well, here it is, showing you, right? If I took a tetrahedron, 6 configuration, overlaid it on in this so-called solar system, it would be a upswelling of energy at 19 degrees. On the Earth is at the Hawaiian Islands. On Jupiter is at the red dot. On the sun is at the sunspot most active sunspot activities, CMEs, coronal mass ejections, or solar flare, mega flare, super flare activities. On Mars is the site, Martian faces, and the pyramids. It's called the site of Sidona. Right now we have a Sidona here on Arizona, but there's a site Mars. No coincidence. If you go here to Earth and go to Sidona, it looks like piles of dirt have been left, dug out the Grand Canyon. They had to do something with that dirt, and that becomes the dirt mounds around, in particular, Phoenix and the Sedona site, so forth and so on. Then you go to Mars and see the Sedona site there, and you see pyramids, you see face on Mars, you see other structures there. Queen Mutwa already said that we were. He said before we came to Earth, we was already there on, and remember this word Zulu nation, Zulu, I'm a Zulu, means sky people. I'm for the South African. Queen Mutwa, the South African shaman, says that we was on the red planet. We was on Mars before we came here. Get the Zulu Bone Oracle book. See, this is real science. This is the real metaphysics shit for physics. See, this is how you combine all this shit. Anthropology, archaeology, history, linguistics. See, we don't fuck around on this channel with that love of hip hop bullshit. Basketball wives bullshit. Y'all want that? Y'all go take that shit. There's other YouTubers and bloggers that's doing that shit. You know, that ain't giving out no real information concerning you. They talking about other motherfuckers. Or what Offset and Cardi B doing today. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Okay? This is where you needed all that goddamn fucking soap opera conscious bullshit. That's why the conscious community taking bad rap right now. All these goddamn up in the goddamn conscious movement, giving it a bad name. You got motherfuckers thinking they Jesus and shit and can't explain a fucking damn fourth of what the fuck I can't explain. And they Jesus. Because they walking around with a goddamn shirt off, they damn Jesus. Y'all be believing some of this bullshit. That's that Jim Jones shit. Niggas don't drink the Kool-Aid. Don't fucking Kool-Aid. My people, my people, my people. Y'all got, seriously, y'all got to support motherfuckers that's really going to damn do this shit. And that's been doing this shit. You got to see proof. We can show it. But right here, triangular sacrum. This is the inverted this is an inverted pyramid that sits at the base of your spine right now, right above the coccyx or tailbone area. And this is where it exists and dwell at. You see these 8 holes? These 8 holes that's in the sacral symbolizes also inside of the 8 bachelor pores, known as the 8 dividing cells of mitosis. From Atum, as we just showed you, who was kissing his own phallus, he produced Shu, Tefnu, Geb, Nut, Osiris, which is Osar, Isis, or Set, Nebhat, and Set, or Sut. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Those are the 8 guys that came from Atum. These are known as the Eonads, all 9 of them. But Agadad. The Agadad, these 8 symbolizes the 8 dividing cells of mitosis. And these 8 cells formed your physical body, which is Atum, the carbon atom, your physical body, melanin being, into existence. And it's done through the sexual principles. This is why you see it's phallus. This is why you see up top, right here above, Atum with his phallus, which is symbolized as in the form of mean, or Amin. All right. Johnny Boy's son is in the building with the super chat. Appreciate that. That's what I'm talking about. Support real teaching, support real information. You know what I mean? No, y'all supporting these jackasses that ain't teaching you shit. Y'all and wondering why our children is being led in the wrong direction. And why it's information. And why it takes them so fucking long to get this information that me, Bobby, Phil, Panic, A. Rashid, that we've been putting out. See, this is real information, y'all. Y'all ain't getting this nowhere else in YouTube land. I know that for a fact. All right, brother Joel, give him props. Joel for his thing. You know what I'm saying? The God always supported me. Always, even when I was getting hated in New York. He was like, fuck them niggas. Niggas was hating bad. Didn't do shit to him. He said drop knowledge like I always do. He's a motherfucker. Cause nigga, you can't explain the shit the way I can. This is my fucking brain. This is my comprehension. You can't stop me from damn putting out the information the way that I want to put this shit out. That's that bitch shit that's going on. A lot of bitches running around here. And I mean that. Those are the only bitches. I ain't talking about sisters, queens, goddesses. I'm talking about female dogs, literally. You know how dogs do. They smelling up everybody else's ass. Everybody ass, they smelling up at. A lot of brown nosing going on. But right here, let's look at it. So, Kundalini, where it dwells at, we know that is known within the word Kundalini means serpent fire. That is known Sanskrit teachings. But who are the serpent people? Well, right here, let's get to it real quick. Kundalini, or the Pentecostal fire, as it is also called. Remember, fire shut up in my bones. But when asked to explain the fire shut up in their bones, they won't say Kundalini because that's something in which that is another word in or Sanskrit teaching. So they don't want to say Kundalini because that's something outside of their belief system. But really, that's what it is. We're going to give it other names in a minute. You might have heard of them. But here it says the 7 most important glands of the human organism constitutories controlled by the law of the triangle. What's the triangle? I just showed you. There it is right there. The triangular sacrum, which shapes the posterior wall of the pelvis and is formed by 5 fused vertebrae in adults. Each of these glands exponent in a chakra of the organism. Each one of the 7 chakras is found located in intimate correlation with the 7 churches of the 7 churches of the dorsal spine controls the 7 chakras of the grand sympathetic nervous system. The 7 churches became in with the ascent of the Kundalini along the medulla canal, right? Which is the Sushumna, the hollow area in the spinal column inside nerves, plus the 2 nerves that sits outside, which you see here crisscross, going up towards the third eye area, stops actually at the nose, but is the Ida Gala. That's right here, the Kundalini dwells. Kundalini dwells in the electrons. There's 7E27. That's 27 zeros after the 7 of atomic or atoms in your body, carbon atoms, that is. And each one of those have 6 electrons. Oh shit, this is mathematics. The sages meditate on it, devotees adore it, and in home when the perfect reigns, it is worked with practicality. The perfect matrimony. That's when you have the Shakti kisses the Shiva. All right. Well, appreciate that. Thanks for the years of work. That's love. Live life. Appreciate that. Thank you for that. No doubt. Yes. Been doing this since I was 19. I'm 49 right now. So that's 30 years. Been getting it in strong, doing the damn thing and putting out correct information. Because I research. I have hundreds of books. Look, I have over 35,000 books. All right. And I read them shits. Right? And if I go back, if I forget something, I go back and reread it again. All right. Thank you. All right. Customary exchange of energy. Thank you, universal law. Appreciate that. Thank you. She got 5 on it. And I know it just ain't weed. Don't be buying weed. All right. Got 5 on it. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Much love. Much love. All right. So right here, it says there's all within the microcosm and within the macrocosm. So that means it's within your body and within the universe. The 7 churches of the spinal medulla are united to the 7 chakras or plexus of the nervous system by means of very fine nerves. The 7 churches are similar to the lotus flowers, which are suspended for the famous Nadi Shitara, the channel of the Sushumna medulla channel. The channel of Nadi Shitara is within the channel of the Sushumna. The 7 beautiful and divine churches are suspended from this precious medulla canal. This is from the Aquarian message. So this is a lot of Kundalini energy by Samuel Anwar in his perfect matrimony, which I said is the Kundalini kissing the pineal gland, which is talking about particularly because the pineal gland to us within was known as the Brahma cave, the abode of Shiva, right? Kunta, which is Kundalini, is where you get the word kunt from for the woman, all right, for her vaginal canal, right? And also Kunta, as in Kunta Kinte, right? All this is talking about that energy, right? So right here it says the serpent race or the who called themselves Aphysis or Ethiopians, meaning the nation of the serpent. So we understood that we was the serpent race because we mastered the science of Kundalini. From the Greek word ethos, for nation, people, or office of Ethos, and evolved the nation of the Aphites was the nation of moderate Somalians and Ethiopians, right? And was called Offer by the Greeks. Apis was serpent god they worship. So What is going on with this Kundalini? Well, it's wrapped 3.5 times coiled at the base of the spine in that sacral bone area that I showed you. Shakti has to be awakened and carefully guided up to the nadis of the Ida and the Pingala by mainly along the central Shushuna. The snake then has to climb to the crown chakra, ascending 6 chakras. The Mulahara at the caucus, all right? Javashashtana at the sacral plexus, the solar plexus, then the Hata at the cardiac plexus, the Veshura at the thoracic plexus, and the Anja at plexus, the crown chakra, which correlates or corresponds to the pineal gland. The union with God in the Western mysticism is equivalent to this tantric yoga. The YOUNGIN union or uniting of the Kundalini Shakti with Shiva, which is pure consciousness. This is talking about when the Kundalini hits the pineal, hits the soul, and the soul and Kundalini becomes one. And from this divine union, it produces Heru, which is Christ or Heru consciousness. With this union, the aspirant, those who aspire, the aspirant becomes fully conscious with Shiva. Man is asleep to the world, but fully awake to the transcendental realm where no objects or forms are visualized. The universe, now that is in matter and black energy that they're talking about, when you can go there. The universe is dissolved. Now that is pure mind. And see, now there's only 1% left. The other 93% has dissolved or been destroyed. It's only 7%, and you're within the 7% of that right now. And there's ether here now in the Earth atmosphere. Soon this will be gone. The universe is dissolved in the yogi whilst he is in this pure consciousness of no form, no thought, no emotion. The body has still enough to carry out the ordinary duties of man, but his mind is with the gods. Not all yogins can arrive at this final goal. Partial awakening is much more common. Awakening normally will generate lots of symptoms. Yeah, Kundalini produces a lot of symptoms. This is why the Christians don't want you to fuck with the serpent or with the Kundalini. And jump around, splat all over the floor and shit, shake, foam at the fucking mouth, and do all of that in church, as long as it's in church. See, they can let the fire in my bones out, as long as it's in church. John Woodruff, Shakti sleeps in the Mulahara. Man is awake to the world. When she awakes to unite and does unite with the supreme static consciousness, which is the soul, then consciousness is asleep to the world and is one with the light of all things. How to awaken the Kundalini? The preparation. The Taoists share the same view that the vital force of the semen must be retained and sent upward towards the crown. All right, well, Kundalini is 6,000 degrees in temperature. No coincidence. The sun's temperature is 6,000 degrees in temperature. The fact that the outermost region of the sun's atmosphere is at millions of degrees, while the temperature of the underlying photosphere is only 6,000 Kelvin's degrees, is quite non-intuitive. One would have expected a gradual cooling as one moved away from the central heat. Well, guess what? At the core of the Earth, there is a sun that is 6,000 degrees too. Earth core temperature, a hellish 6,000 degrees Celsius. New studies affirm a new experiment on the Earth core concludes the 1,000 degrees Celsius. All right. It's 6,000 degrees at the base of your spine. Kundalini, when it dwells within the abode. All right. We're going to get to that in a second. What happened as it goes up, as we just finished reading, from the Muladhara to the crown chakra, the Sajarara, as it moves up and it strikes the pineal gland, it'll the soul. Here's the pineal gland. And Dr. Frank Barr says that matter is shaped and structured by light. See, this is how light formed matter. Formed the physical body. This is Sophia forming what we call Adolabroth, or Adolabroth forming the physical body, and then Sophia having to come in and breathe life within it with Ogo, the Nomo, the Anunnakian energy. I get to that in a second. This is do your research. You got to go and read a study. But right here, it says, Dr. Frank Barr theory states matter is shaped and structured by light. These molecular melanin eat light in order to maintain, expand, and evolve matter. The more highly evolved the species, the more complex its biological capacity to use light. He further stated that the pineal gland is rich in neuromelanin and is a phase time and information process interface molecule, which is a phototransducer. In other words, the pineal gland gathers light. It's strongly associated and related to light in that the body built-in light meter responds to light levels by producing melatonin, which determines the circadian and the metabolic rhythm known as the third eye, and links next to the crown chakra, the Shaharara, right, or the first eye, the head. He believed that the melanin and the brain counterpart, neuromelanin, is the key link between the mind and the brain, right? It spans the whole 76 trillion quintillions, all right, quintillion, 76 quintillion miles in diameter of the universe. That's the mind. It encompasses an aspect of the mind. The pineal gland, hypothalamus, thalamus, and the pituitary glands comprises what is known as the third eye, the spiritual eye. They are the focal point called the sacred. The pineal gland helps us to overcome death by taking in external forces and combining them with the sexual energy, which is Kundalini, and the original force to form a immortal, the golden dragon body. Matthew 6:22-23 says, the light of the body is the eye. Therefore, if the eye be single, the whole body would be filled with light. The pineal gland is an eye. It's known as the epiphysis. All right, cerebri. The epiphysis, or the third eye, is actually, right, tucked between the two hemispheres of the brain in the groove. You know what I'm saying? With the two round thalamic bodies joined, and the joint looks like a beetle. That's the cherub, all right, or kephra, as we would say, bless you. All right, so it's between the, right, this, all right, so right there, that's what we're talking about. So once you see this, you become initiated by the left and right hemisphere of the brain, which symbolizes Tahuti, the moon, which symbolizes the left hemisphere of the brain, and reality, right? What's the main reality, right? The reality of Heru symbolizes the right hemisphere of the brain. You become initiated of the lesser or lower self set and the greater Heru self, higher self Heru, which are the mysteries. So that's the lesser and greater mysteries, the moon and sun mysteries, which we are Islamism, Moorish science, whatever you want to call it. The inner traditions known as the Herbach, the everlasting gospels, the old time religion, whatever floats your boat. All right. Produce what is known as that golden dragon body, that immortal body. Guess what is being produced? That is Luciferian plus O2, which becomes oxylucifen plus light. That's how you light up. You use lucifen, God damn it. It's in your DNA, which is nothing more than your endocrine glands. You got Negroes out here talking about they don't believe in the chakras. And nigga, you don't believe in your endocrine glands? They exist. You can't see. But scientists tell you that did you ever cut a motherfucker open to look at them? You didn't see your pineal gland. I just showed you a picture of it, but you don't see it. There are all these stupid ass teachers out here calling themselves teaching. They ain't really teaching. They're confusing motherfuckers. But luciferin is a generic emitting pigment found in organisms capable of bioluminescence. You have the capability of being a bioluminescent being. Like fireflies, deep sea fish, and microbes. It was named after the Roman god of light, Lucifer. Luciferin is oxidized in the presence of the enzymes luciferase to produce oxylucifin and energy in the form of light. General types of lucifins. Lucifins differ from enzyme luciferase and firefly lucifin. You don't like Lucifer. Motherfucker, the light up. You develop the immortal body if you want to live and exist after this life. If not, then you be spirit that soon dissolve into the realm of form. Listening to these stupid motherfuckers out here who can't teach you this shit. If they're not teaching you the information, don't listen to them. They ain't got nothing to offer. They can't tell you the highest phases of life, where you need to go, how to get there. I don't get it. I don't get it. Pay attention right here. The Kundalini come either in the Pingala. They converge upon the pineal gland, pituitary gland, hits the pineal gland, as you see here, third eye, and then crown chakra, which produces that halo. All right? At the medulla oblongata, there go the dragon right there. Yogi's head, as you see, is a dragon. That's the immortal body that I'm talking about. That's the golden dragon body that he's working on. That's the dragon right there. You come in with the golden light as the sperm, which is like the sun. You see the aura over top of the sperm? In this life as the Christ already, as the light of the world. You came in here already. All right? Appreciate that super chat. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that, God. All right, Doc Truth, appreciate that. Super chat, no doubt. We got to get in, you know what I'm saying? Because people are helping us keep this information going. We don't get donations, but from you, from the people. We don't get that shit from the government. We ain't getting no fucking grants or loans.
Very small token of my appreciation.
Very small token of appreciation. Well, I'm giving you as much appreciation as I possibly can by giving out this information, and hopefully it can change lives. You know, because I hate my people being dumb and out of the loop and not knowing who they are and their capabilities. This is the final level right here. Everybody's saying, you got that glow, you know that glow, you got that glow. Y'all seen that shit. The Last Dragon, motherfucker. Y'all seen it. Get that golden glow around the body. That's the final level. It is only there that you will find the master. What was the master pointing at? At the goddamn third eye. The pineal gland. He's pointing right. But the pineal gland helps you to overcome death by taking in the external forces and combining them with sexual energy. How are you gonna get those external forces? You do your Tai Chi, your Qigong, healing, pranayama. You do all Kundalini yoga, which is called Egyptian yoga, Tantra Kriya yoga. And you just take in all these external forces and you combine them with your sexual energy, your Kundalini, and the original force, which is father, and you form your immortal body called the golden dragon body, and here it is. The final. And that comes by way of the Shiva and the Shakti uniting. Offset and Asar uniting. The Kundalini is also Offset. Her other name is Sagmat. The masculine form is Shechem. That's the Kundalini. The masculine form is Shechem. The word Kundala means the word Shakt or Sheh power. Kundalini then signifies a serpent and coil power, up power, resting at the base of the spine. Tantra yoga, that the entire universe is pure consciousness. This pure consciousness divides into two poles, neither of which can exist without the other. This is the yin and yang. The one aspect is Shiva, identified as an unmanifested consciousness when static. It is the state of formless being conscious bliss, which is called Sat Chet and Danda. It is aloof and not interested in the affairs of the world. I don't give a fuck about the love of hip hop, conscious movement, basketball wife conscious movement that is going on right now with these niggas in each other, teaching bullshit. What you gonna accomplish? Are you teaching the dragon body techniques? Are you teaching the final level? No. They teaching you bullshit. You cannot become or change. One can Shiva consciousness only through deep meditation. Out of this void, everything in this world may arrive. The other polarity is Shakti, which is dynamic, creative, and energetic. The other of the universe gives birth to all things in the universe, matter, life, and mind. Right? Shakti is the form of prana. The two polarities are united, all right, which is Kundalini. But in the manifest universe, Maya causes an illusion of separation. Shakti is, but Maya veils the latter. This illusion is a process of involution, consciousness folding over itself. After many eons, it would draw up all forms when the universe is dissolved. This is evolution. When consciousness is no more interested with the manifestations, energy exists in two forms as dynamic or potential energy at rest. In the universe manifestation, a small part of Shakti is involved in its manifestation, but the greater part remains dormant. The dynamic part of Shakti differentiate form, while the primal power remains as the called up Kundalini at the base of the spine. Crown chakra. See, that's our star. Our star is known as the Lord of the Perfect Black, melanin. The soul is embedded inside of the pineal gland, which produces melanin. That's Shiva. Ordinarily, only small amounts of Shakti energy is used for the normal functions of the chakras and nadis for daily purposes, about 10%. The other 90% is dormant. The power of the Shakti can be conceived as the unlimited power of the unconscious. This latent force can be transformed to be active one through appropriate means. Many methods has been described. This transformation is called the awakening of the Kundalini. So here we have the ancient Egyptians showing you that you can use external forces, hence from the stars, to activate the chakra. Also, Kundalini, which is internal of yourself, can be utilized. This is what these are showing you here. The one who hides in the hours. Book of Cavern. All right. Section of a wall painting, Tomb of Ramesses VI, Valley of the Kings. All right. Look at Min, or Men, who is known as Amen, its phallus, showing you that from semen, he can produce life, children. All right. And may the Kundalini always reside with us, even in death. This is what is shown to the right. In the beginning, there was a primeval, was noon. An endless, formless, deep, that was the source for the Nile River. Now, the Nile River symbolizes your spinal column. Noon symbolizes the third ventricle in your brain. Arose on the mound, which is talking about the soul within the pineal gland. That's the mound. Pineal is the mound. See, that's the mound. Tomb was born. Noon contained all the potential for life, awaiting only for the emergence of a creator. Atum existed within Noon, the world, simply through thoughts and words alone. How are you able to do that? Through the third ventricle, the pineal gland. As we already showed you, the pineal gland also has the ability not only to do that, but also to help us to overcome death by taking the external forces, combining them with sexual force to form an immortal body, which is your soul body, also called the golden dragon body. Known within the Orient as the celestial body, in the Bible it's known as your indestructible body, is also referred to as the rainbow body, light body. Scientists have documented that the photonic energy of the average human body emits the equivalent energy of a 120-watt light bulb, bio-luminescence. You work with the Luciferian energy every day to become bright, or to become shining star so you can see what it really means to become that shining star. 120-watt light bulb, 120-volt battery, or 25,000 BTUs. Bless you. Also, our auric field or astral star body, the higher astral body, which is the spiritual body, is eternal. That's the golden dragon body once you develop it. See, so you got to develop it to its highest level, its highest potential. You can't do that just working with 10% of the goddamn energy in your body. You have to awaken the dormant 90% by raising Kundalini through your chakras to your pineal gland properly. So it can awaken Heru, the Christ. Is equivalent to the lifetimes of the universe, which is about 10e22 years, right? Oh, yeah. Appreciate that. All right. Thanksgiving and appreciation. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. I think I got Dark Truth a little bit earlier. Appreciate that. All right. So the auric field contains the electronic mass of 4e21. The mind equals the 76 quintillion miles in diameter. So you talking about you becoming a light being. Remember, 93% of your body is light. So in order to become that light being again, you must work with the Luciferian energy. Here it is. I'm gonna show you again. This is in science. This is what science calls it now. Right? You can call it any name that you want to call it, but they call it Luciferian. For emitting pigment, it's called melanin. You're supposed to light that bitch up. Pigment found in organisms capable of bioluminescence, like fireflies. All right, deep sea fish. It was named after the Roman god of light, Lucifer. Luciferian is oxidized in the presence of the enzyme luciferase to produce oxyluciferin and energy in the form of light. Firefly right there. He lights up. You can light up like the yogi here, or to the right. 93% of the body is stardust material. You have to work with the Luciferian energy. So you keep hearing all these Negroes. This is why Lucifer was worshipped in the Morals and Dogma, written by Albert what's his name? Albert Pike. See, this is the Masonic secret. Talking about working with the Kundalini to make that glow. They feel that glow you got. To get that glow on, nigga. The Golden Glow. The Golden Glow Awards. That's what you should be working towards. Or you smart ass niggas that was making throughout damn elementary, junior high, and goddamn high school. Making all you was damn smart as hell when it came to damn A's in school. Well, goddamn it, be smarter and get a fucking A in the afterlife by having your goddamn golden dragon body. This is the secrets that they can't tell you. I can. I ain't taking no oath not to tell you the fucking truth. That's why you have to think about all these Negroes out here that claim to be smart. All these motherfuckers just agents and distractions. But that's what it looks like to me. Because they ain't doing shit but going at each other about the greats who have done this shit. Bobby gave everything he could to get this information out to us. And they ain't going to just let that shit slide. Names. Because my shit is so fucking tight. You know what I'm saying? As far as this truth shit, that's what we got to focus on. Once again, I don't focus on the distraction. I'm trying to get this information out. So you have here the Ouroboros from the papyrus or papyrus of Dama-Herab, which contains one of the Ouroboros, or serpent biting or eating his own tail. It dates from the 21st dynastic, right, or dynasty in Egypt, making it more than 3,000 years old. Right? Heru, that's Heru Pokrats, that you see here in the center of the serpent biting his tail. That's Heru Pokrats, the child, the baby Christ. Here it represents the zodiac, the unending cycle of constellation through the night sky. It should be noted, however, that the sun in Egypt was generally composed of a reddish orange disc, all right, or red orange disc surrounded by the body of the snake with a Uriel. An upright cobra head represents the god Menet, protecting the sun god. See, protecting the sun god, which is Heru, Horus, through its hazardous nightly journey. The Uraeus, however, does not bite its own tail. Well, here you see it, but it still is. Each culture also contains what may be the world's oldest reference to in Aurora Borealis. It says inside the pyramid of Unas, it is written, a serpent is intertwined by a serpent. The male is bitten by the female serpent, and the female serpent is bitten by the male serpent. Heaven is enchanted, earth is enchanted, and the male behind humanity is enchanted. This is, however, no illustration to go along with this text. Well, we see that the Theosophists and Blavatsky, they use that there is no religion higher than truth. And they show you also symbolic to the serpent biting its tail, but in the center of the tail and the mouth, you have the four directions, which is often found Hinduism, Native American, Ethiopian, which is actually where it was found at first in Ethiopia, what is known as the swastika, a swastika. All right. And over top is the Om symbol, Om, from the Sanskrit teachings. And then the 6-pointed star configuration with the Ankh in the center. The symbol, the Hebrew symbol, which is interlocked here, a Jewish Zionist symbol in a sense, actually. The ancient pagan symbol of the four directions, which symbolizes cardinal points, mutable points, and fixable points of the zodiac, which is the universal sign that brought everything into existence. So the meaning of the serpent biting its tail is commonly associated with regeneration, reincarnation, and immortality. See, if you don't want to fuck with the serpent, then that's fine. You won't have or better yet, you won't have the ability to rejuvenate, and even more, you won't have the ability to become immortal. It says, as well as the site general. After all, the serpent is being created through its own destruction. The Aurora Borealis, it says right here, often commonly represents totality and complete. So the Aurora Borealis is known, that's what it represents. It is a complete system in and of itself without the need of any external force. See, once you reach this level, become the sun, you no longer will need, per se, the sun, because you will have your light of your own. The Bible speaks about that. You will have the light of your own. Christians tell you that this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Well, let that shit shine. Oh no, I'm sorry, y'all scared of the serpent, so you don't want to illuminate yourself. But yet, you talk about the Holy Spirit. And the Holy Spirit is just another name, hallelujah, for the serpent. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. The aura is the electromagnetic field that surrounds the human body and every organism and object in the universe. This auric edge emits out from the body approximately 2 to 3 feet, 1 meter on average, and all sides. It extends above the head and below the feet into the ground. This is also what this is being shown to you about the serpent biting its tail, which is around the body of Heru Pokrats, which is Horus. It's all happy moles or happy moo encircled by the serpent of eternal years. Immortality, once again, the have now is here by Wilkinson. All right, so here we have the auric field, and it says we human beings consider ourselves to be made up of solid material or matter. Actually, the physical body is an ink of the subtle informational fields which mold our physical body, which those fields are known as the morphogenetic or morphogenetic, which molds our physical body as well as our also physical matter. These fields are holograms which change in times and are outside the reach of our normal senses. This is why in colorful egg-shaped aura or halo, an aura around our physical body. This is Ishka Bento stalking the wild pendulum, right? Photography proves that you are energy manifested in the physical form and allows the bare eyes to see the energy which inhabits and surrounds our physical body. This knowledge can be used to heal any disease, pain, and imbalance in the body. Right? There's a university in China, Dr. Shang Raling of Lanzhou, trying to measure the flow of chi from a human body with a unique biological detector. He showed that not only does the aural pulse, but that one's auric field pulse at the same rate or intensity. This study was repeated by researchers at the Shanghai Atomic Nuclear Institute, Zenica. All right, Russian scientists from the Bioinformation Institute, headed by A.S. Popov, measured the human energy field, or more specifically, the biocurrent manifested in surrounding energy body. They discovered the living organism emitting at a frequency between 300 to 2,000 nanometers. That's called the field at the biofield, or bioplasmic field as we call it, and discovered that the people with a strong field can transfer energy more successfully. This is your healers, the Qigong, Tai Chi masters. This research was later confirmed by the Medical Science Academy in Moscow. See, all of this shit has been proven. See, this has been proven. See, people want to say shit they don't know, as usual. Opinions are like assholes, and everyone got one. Kundalini photography is a collection of photograph techniques used to capture energy fields. As we said, got a slice of meat, look at an apple. All right, go to Professor Fitz, Albert Pop. We know today that man essentially is a being of light. See, you already are a being of light. Melanated. And the modern science of photobiology is presently proving this. In terms of healing the implications, we now know, for example, that quanta of light can initiate or arrest cascades, light reactions in the cells, and the genetic cellularly repaired within hours by faint beams of light. What type of light? UV rays or UV light. Does nothing for those who are non-melanated or who has less sufficient amounts of melanin, who has what is known as phenomelanin. You are healed by the faint beams of light, UV light in particular. That's what heal cancer for you. Your cells. We are still on the threshold of fully understanding the complex relationship between light and life. But we are now can say emphatically that the function of our entire metabolic dependent on light. Your whole body is dependent on light. It says he declares that the human organism is not only a carnivorous or vegetarian being. You want to be just the vegan and the vegetarian, you know what I'm saying, or the carnivorous, which omnivorous, whatever the case is, you need to be getting towards that breatharian, liquidarian, breatharian, get towards that breatharian, but also a consumer of light. See, that's when you become more of a consumer of light. In fact, it behaves like a luminiferous creature. Shit, I just fasted like about 4 days, about a week and a half ago, right before we did the lecture in New York. Had to heal. In other words, early on in our earthly development, we were light vampires. There are still many conscious ones now. Melanate, Kundalini yoga, Tantra Kriya yoga, Reiki, pranic energy, Qigong, Tai Chi, Aikido, Wing Chun, and etc. are actually light vampires. There is, however, a difference between a light vampire, which is a pranic intaker, and a psychic vampire, which is a psychic trainer. Understand the difference, sure. The light with permission consciously from the earth, air, food, water, sun, cosmos, universe. While on the other hand, the psychic vampire does not ask permission and is unaware of themselves, draining other people's energy. And of course, they are conscious psychic vampires as well. Right? The psychic vampires are those who has a very unstable lower self and don't know how to work those lower self energies. Here we are showing you Santa, S-A-T-A. You throw it in on the, at the end of Santa becomes Satan. He is as a serpent walking, all right, showing you in another form the head of the serpent and now the body of the man, and then eventually just the man himself. All right, showing you of the Kundalini and how we are the Ethiopians or ethos, all right, or offices or ophites, all right, the serpent people. Atum is a primary black god that was represented in the form of a human and a serpent. He was the supreme god of the Heliopolis, all right, Aenads. This is Atum. So you didn't know Atum was in this form of a serpent. See, this is what they did. They put Atum in the Bible, not only as the serpent, but also as the man. Haha. In Egypt, they tell you this shit. In the Bible, which was nothing but a rendition and copying of the Egyptian Kemetic Temerian text, they got it confused. But here is the primordial god that was represented in the form of a human and a serpent. So when you read about the serpent, it's the phallus, the penis. And the serpent tricked Eve. So this is talking about the sexual energy. She caused Adam to eat the apple, allegedly, or the fruit, or the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Made him want to know about sex. Let's get it on. Oh, babe. Let's. All right. Sexual healing, baby, is good for me. All right. That's what it was. See a serpent offering the eye of Horus, the all-seeing eye, to the pharaoh. And the serpent has an erection, indicating that it represents the sexual energy as it was taught in tantric rituals. See, you don't know nothing about this shit. This is why you think the Luciferian energy is negative. It also represents the passage of this energy up the spine and through the reptilian part of the brain until it reaches the hypothalamus. Hey. See, this is real science here, motherfuckers. The study of the anatomy defies the tradition on ejaculation of sexual juices up the spine. However, the nitric oxide and other neurotransmitters that are used in sex were directly involved in an inner. In fact, the sex chemistry involved in a inner conjunction is many, many times greater than that which facilitates sex itself. Although the entire body is flooded with sex and peak, in which inner conjunctions occurs, that it serves to rev up metabolism, in which the energy can build through this these lock situation. It says, I cannot see how sexual juices can enter into the cerebral spinal fluid. However, instead, I see that the spinal fluid with glutamate, right, Ca2 plus, and other ions, along with nitric oxide, driving the max activity. The fluid thus is superfluid and supercharged and doesn't necessarily shoot up the spine, even though it may feel like the force of 10,000 orgasms is blasting directly up the spine. However, the liquid probably does flow a little faster during an interconjunction event due to magnetic field and increase ciliary nervous energy at the time. Hence, the intense upward pressure of an inner conjunction is not caused by any fast-moving, ejaculation of liquid up the spine, so much as by increased energy in the nerves. For CSF is moved via hydrostatic pressure, and the ciliary is reputed to take 24 hours for a full cycle and is completely changed every 6 to 7 hours. Thus, I see the amrita ejaculation of the fluid down the back of the throat as a brain ejaculation, rather than fluid that comes directly from the sex organs. All right. So understand, it's finished giving you the science of sex. And so now you see, as we showed you earlier, the sperm with light around it. There it is. Looks like a snake, doesn't it? Looks like a snake. Right? Sperm is also egg-shaped. The head of the sperm, as you've seen, is also egg-shaped. And so the Mother Earth and eggs are shaped the same. Right? Because the Earth is said to be an oblate, not a perfect circle like they show you in them CGI. All right? Show you in them goddamn CGI, NASA fraud pics. You see, this is the goose that laid the golden egg, as I told you about, the Nelgu. So the head of the sperm, which is egg-shaped, blows up to the equivalent size of the nucleus of the egg and begin to start going through cellular division, which give you those 8 dividing cells of the blastospores, which are the 8 children of Atum. All right, here we have Saturn. Once again, remember the Old Testament tells you, Genesis 3:1-5, it says, and he, serpent, said unto the woman, yet he, God, said, ye shall not eat of every tree in the garden. And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not choose, does know of the day ye eat thereof, that your eyes shall be open, and ye shall be as the gods, knowing good and evil. And the woman said, the serpent beguiled me, And the Lord God said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed and above every beast of the field. All right. Upon thy belly shall thou go, and dust shall thou eat all the days of thy life. So now this is when the cut asunder from the serpent. And now this means that one time the serpent or Kundalini was able to travel up and down the spine much more easily. All right, because at one time we was lighter. We was more of light beings, Etherians. So the energy ran much more powerfully through the body. But because we have fallen into such a dense state of consciousness, to a state of unconsciousness, it's about 10% usage of that power. The other 90 is dormant, percentage is dormant. So hence, the energy has been cut asunder. You no longer use the full, hence having the legs. All right, as we showed you. It goes Saturn, hence you put the word in the letter N on the end of Saturn, you have Satan. All right, that's the real science. Showing you. Saturn wants you to flow through us. Look at it. Now you have to go through many meditations. All right, intense meditations to get this energy flowing once up the dead, the papyrus of Ani. E.A. Wallace Budge says, chapter of making of the transformation into the serpent Saturn. A man could become immortal. So see, Kundalini makes you immortal if you was able to activate it. Because it would give you the golden dragon body, and it would give you, remember, the pineal gland with its connection to the pineal gland, which energy, which is the Kundalini, along with external forces and the original force that formed the physical body into existence, and give you the immortal body that you need. And man, by repeating prayers. Oh, they just told you one is by repeating prayers. This is why the Sufi shit is so good. Illallah, lahua, la. Ya Allah, Ya Allah, Ya Allah. Yahuwah, Yahuwah, Yahuwah. Ya Haq, Ya Haq, Ya Haq. Ya Hai, Ya Hai, Ya Hai. While you repeat these prayers, Lord's Prayer, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be done on earth as it is in heaven. The 23rd Psalm. All of these prayers, you can do any prayer. Self with the netters, with the God. The great serpent Saturn, the son of the earth, man, just like Jesus was called the son of man, was immortal because he was day in the womb of the sky goddess Nut. Just like Saturn, Jesus was called the son of man. Remember, New Testament, John 3:14. See, they love quoting John 3:16, 3:14, and Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness. Even so must the Son of Man be lifted up. So you must lift up your serpent in the wilderness, niggas. That's the problem now. You scared to lift the serpent. Oh, you better leave that serpent alone, nigga. You don't want him to fuck you up. But you must do so like the Son of Man be lifted up. Jesus said it. See, they don't want you to repeat what Jesus said. But see, that shit being read in the Bible. When Jesus speaks, it's in red. Sata again. Oh, here we are worshiping the serpent, which is nothing more than activation of Kundalini within us. He holding up the composition, which symbolizes spirit. Spirit of the Sata to become immortal. Saturn is Satan, another planet. See, Lucifer is Venus. Satan is Saturn. You see, different planets. Hence, Lucifer is not Lucifer. Two different. beings playing similar roles. But Saturn is the planet that is ruled over the structure, the 200 bones in your body. Get the book of Enoch where it speaks about the 200 fallen angels. Well, you have approximately 200 fallen or condensed bones in your body of light. Remember, we just showed you where light forms matter. So your bone structure is the most condensed portion of light within you, which is structured by Saturn, which also structures your blood and your DNA. Saturn does this. You got to give homage to Satan or your body, because this is the influence of Saturn upon the physical planet of Earth and upon the physical body called Earthlings. Saturn is very cold and dry being that is the sixth planet, the six protons, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons, the sixth element, carbon. And Saturn, which is the sixth planet from the sun, has this X energy upon you, the formation of the physical body. Saturn represents the winter season, death, who rules over the zodiac sign of Capricorn, which is the polar opposite of Leo, which is summer, whose ruling planet is the sun. In the celestial cycle, Saturn is also in opposition, always in opposition with the sun, which is why it has such a bad reputation. This is why you have Jesus, which symbolizes the sun, going against Saturn, which symbolizes Satan. You get it? In Greek mythology, Saturn plays the allegorical character of an old, fearless man named Kronos, which is also known as Father Time, aka the Grim Reaper. One of the attributes of Saturn rings is down the movement of the movement atom, which is what concentrates energy into form. Hence, light into matter was based on the influences of the energies of Saturn. And its solar formed the physical body into existence. One of the 7 children of Adalabroth, which is actually the sun. Whereas the sun accelerates the movement of anything that gets trapped in Saturn's orbit is hindered by time and space, i.e., the Lord of the Rings. Hence, there are 60 seconds in a minute and 60 minutes in an hour, and 24, which is 2 plus 6 hours in a day equals 666. You get it? See, this is real. The Kundalini is known within South African teachings among Creole, South African griot shaman. It's called the Umbelini. And he said the Umbelini is a primal force used by the Zulu shaman to connect the minds with the deities in the spirit realm, described as something like a hot bursting through the top of your head. Feel like fire shut up in my bones. The same description Christians give, and here's within the Amazulu people, the sky people, known as the shaman, known as Creole, saying the exact same shit. It's a state achieved through sitting still, breathing deep, eliminating the thoughts, and drawing upon the power of the soul. Similar archaic or archetype Kundalini can be found in Eastern spiritual traditions. Well, that's how the Indians in India, Hindustan, got their teachings. They came originally from out of Ethiopia. They were the Ethiopians who mixed in with the Canaanites, or better yet, I should say, the Caucasians, that they came out the Caucasus Mountains. The Uriel or serpent crown shown on the Egyptian and Nubian royalty, also known as the Nagas or the Negus, which means kings. The Nagas is the king of kings. Among many indigenous African cultures, the Uriel is the symbol of wisdom, power, and protection. Amongst the Buddhists, you see the 7 hoods around Buddha protecting them the tree, meditating as it rains. He's not getting wet because he have the enlightenment of the seven on him, symbolizing the activation of the seven chakras, the seven spheres of light. See what you're dealing with? Ptah is the creative nature of the physical world, hence, same as Adolabroth, descended into and trapped in matter. Remember, Saturn. So Ptah symbolizes Saturn, which symbolizes Adolabroth. Born into matter would be the principle of Heru. Heru is the original fallen angel or angle of light, who was the light in matter. Heru was the light in matter. Hold up, let's go back right quick. Heru was the light in matter. What did Professor Fritz says? He declares that the human organism is not only a carnivorous or vegetarian being, but also a consumer of light. In fact, it behaves like a lumivarious creature. Lumivarious creature. Lumivarious creature. I just want y'all to understand what you're dealing with here. Heru is an angel from heaven. See, Heru, Lucifer, Uriel, all the same. Oh shit now. See, this is the shit these niggas. But see, I roll with Bobby Hemmitt, god damn it. I roll with Bobby. I rolled with the Bobby. With Bobby Hemmitt. I rolled with him when I lived in Atlanta for 5 years. We went to the bookstores and the libraries. We rode around Atlanta to these medical shops, bookstores. You heard how happy he was when we talked on the phone, and you hear the interview. You like, God damn it, nigga, why you just now calling me, nigga? Well, we had a little bit of blockage with that. I won't get into that science. But the guy know I was there for him. I seen him on the astral plane outside his body and told Brother Panic that he's going to be fine. I saw him next to his body and I told Bobby to get back in, and he said he'll get back in. See, I roll with the God. So see, I can't let anyone speak bad about him because they don't know occult sciences. They don't know metaphysics. Niggas stick to history and beefing and gossip, trying to become the next Tasha K and shit, getting clicks and likes and shit. Stay in that realm, nigga. Don't come over here in the fucking occult realm and the metaphysical realm, because I'll crush your motherfucking ass. I will squash your ass with this information. It's for boys, the men up in this bitch, not the youngins. Youngins, stay in your lane. Heru is the original fallen angel from heaven in matter. And a nickname for Heru as bringer of light in the matter was Lucifer, motherfuckers, or bringer of the light. Now what? Now what? Ancient Africans would use a play on the words to express the reverse of an idea. Ptah meant spirit falling into matter, and Hotep, which I see a lot of word Hotep too nowadays. I know Panic, was telling y'all, about the Hotep. He meant that because niggas was going around trying to get pussy and shit, just saying, oh, Hotep, my brother and sister. Hotep, sister. Oh, you look lovely today. Hotep. And niggas was doing that shit. So you gave the Hotep shit a bad rap, and Panic went on your ass about that shit. But metaphysically, Hotep was spirit leaving the body. See, spirit leaving matter, the body. and go into a peaceful resting place. Today, we call the term Hotep as a meaning of peace. So Ptah meant spirit falling into matter, and Hotep, which is the reverse of Ptah, meant spirit leaving matter. See, now you got the spiritual shit behind it. You ain't got damn it talking. So I don't give opinions. I give facts, and I can back it up. I'm tired of this shit. No more disrespect to the master teachers. This right here. The same Ptah is also Yahweh, which is your fucking DNA, which is Saturn. As I just finished telling you that Saturn is controls and influences your DNA and your blood supply, your skeleton system. In the Voodoo, the Loa, they show you the god Damballa, which is a Batala. I have Haitian roots, but that's Damballa. These three sigils, i.e. Veves, are the symbols for Damballa Weda, a Damballa Wedo. Here, you get the Haitian Voodoo handbook, right? It says protocol for riding with the Loa. It's depicted as a serpent or a snake, and his Veve reflects this aspect of him. When he possesses a human, he does not speak, but instead whistles. His movements are also snake-like and can include slithering along the ground, flickering his tongue, and climbing tall objects. Damballa Wedo is associated with creation as a loving father to the world, bringing peace and harmony as a source of life. He is also strongly associated with water and the rain. Damballa Wedo is strongly associated with the ancestors, and he and his Kamita Wedo are the oldest and wisest of the Loa. So Damballa, which is the serpent deity, the wisest, and Jesus said he's gonna be like Moses and lift up the serpent in the wilderness. He's gonna be wise like the serpent. Jesus said, "Be wise like the serpents, and yet gentle as doves." Jesus said, "Yeah, it is in your Bible." Ayida Wedo is likewise associated with the snakes, as in Damballa partners in creation, because the creative process is seen as shared between male and female. Of course, these two snakes symbolizes the Ida and the Pingala, the sacral nerves. Damballa Wedo generally depicts two as one, the Ida and the Pingala. You see, his other names is what? Damballa Wedo, Da Papa, Damballa, or Batala. So the serpent is supposed to reside at the crown, the crown chakra. Damballa wears white. Here is the serpent at the crown. Right to the right, you find a serpent at the crown. At the crown of the head, at the top of the head, the serpent is there, which symbolizes Damballa, which is a Batala, the serpent at the top of their head, which is a Batala. Damballa also is Ishualegba, as it rests within the red chakra known as the root or base chakra, which would be equivalent to the sacral bone area, Kundalini. So Damballa can be in the form of Ishualegba, a Papalegua, as well as a Batala, as you see there. You move Dambala through the body. Possession. See, the possession isn't coming from without. It's coming activation of the Kundalini, that 90% that I keep telling you about. It needs to be activated. The spirit travels up the straight and narrow path, the Sarauto move within Islam. And it unlocks the 7 seals to liberate the soul from all things programmed. This is the prayer to Mother Kundalini. Wake up, Mother Kundalini. Prayer. Remember, we just told you about the prayer. A man could become immortal like Saturn by repeating prayers to identify great serpent Saturn. Go to prayers, Mother Kundalini. Wake up, Mother Kundalini. Those nature is bliss eternal, the bliss of Brahma, those dwelling like a serpent asleep at the lotus of Molahara, sore afflicted, affected and distressed in body and mind. Do thou bless me and leave thy place at the basic lotus, consult of Shiva, the self-course. Do thou take thy upward course through the central channel, even behind Chehes, Chana, Anahata, Ves, Buddha, and Anja. Be thou united with Shiva, arch in heaven, y'all. Thy Lord, thy God, at the Shaharara, the 1,000-petal lotus in the brain. Sport thy freely, O Mother Supreme, Mother who is existence, knowledge, bliss, absolute. Wake up, Mother Kundalini. Wake up. Or, hell, you can play the song by all right? Wake the fuck up and get broke the fuck up. The wisdom we apply, man, soak this shit up. If it was sex, you would smoke this shit up. So wake the fuck up before you get broke the fuck up. That's Killer Army. You need something harder? Get the Killer Army shit. All right? Get in Kundalini. When you practice the following, concentrate at the Muladhara chakra at the base of the spinal column, which is the triangular in form, which is the seat of Kundalini Shakti. With the right thumb, inhale through the left nostril till you count 3 ohms slowly. Imagine that you are drawing the prana with the atmospheric air with thy little and ring fingers at the right hand. Then retain the breath for 12 ohms. Send the current down the spinal column straight into the Kundalini, which is which is activating the Kundalini in the Muladhara chakra. Imagine that the nerve current is striking against the lotus and awakening the Kundalini. Then slowly exhale through the right nostril, counting 6 ohms. Repeat the process from the right nostril as stated above, using the same imagination and feeling. This pranayama will awaken the Kundalini quickly. Do it 3 times in the morning, 3 times in the evening. Increase the number in times gradually and cautiously to your strength and capacity. In this pranayama, concentration on the Muladhara chakra is an important thing. Kundalini will be awakened quickly if the degree of concentration is intense and if the pranayama is practiced regularly. I give you the ability to make sure that you proper thoughts in mind before you start the exercise. Because as a man thinketh, so he is. If you would look at this pick right here, to the left, put those picks together. And as you're doing it, visualize yourself being illuminated at the same time. with this golden light, golden whitish light. What it do? Helping you and giving you clues, God damn it. All right, so we talked about the Voodoo and of Damballa, right? And the official religion of Haiti, which is together with Catholicism, you get Santeria, all right, which is more so of the mixture of Yoruba and Catholicism. But the word voodoo, although means spirit or deity in the Fon language of the African kingdom of Dahomey, which is Benin, right? But I wanted to say that because of the connection to what we were talking about with Damballa Wedo in this book, the Haitian Voodoo Handbook. Check that book out. All right, now the Kundalini is red. This is why the devil was in red. Why the pitchfork, a red tail. Because it symbolizes the red chakra, which is the root or base chakra. The devil is horny. Well, guess what? The red chakra symbolizes the root at the base of the spine, which is related to the kidneys, the bladder, the vertebrae canal, the hips, the legs, also the areas of that chakra, but it's also symbolic to the adrenal glands. But you also understand it to the sexual centers of the body. The sexual centers of the body. Hence, when you get excited, or for men, hell shit, engulf with blood, the clitoris for the women. Hell, the engulfing of the blood, it get hard shit. Basically, you get horny. Hence the reason why the devil is in red with a pitchfork and get horny. The pitchfork symbolizes the two prongs, and the one in the center, which symbolizes the two balls and the penis in the center of the two balls. Hence, the pitchfork. Ready to stab something, as they say. Sexually, that is. Because you're horny. Why the devil has horns? You get it? The reason why the devil is the lower nature. Remember, we showed you that earlier. We showed you that. That was the first slide. What is the devil sometimes called? The lower self. So when I'm horny, I'm the devil. Lower, the lower self of someone else, of myself. See, you got to understand all these correlations that they trying to tell you here. I mean, this is ridiculous. Why be still trapped in fairy tale land? We listening to people who come in with a Christian mentality, who is trapped in fairy tale land. They're still looking at the Bible as something external of themselves. And they keep reading these other stories in these other cultures themselves, never applying it to the internal factors that it is talking about them internally, or having something to do with themselves or so below, astrologically in the forms of the astrological or zodiacal or constellations upon the physical body. We know that the external forces have a function or influence upon the physical body. Every 28 to 29 days, the woman has a menstrual cycle, or that correlates with the cycles of the moon. True or false? The moon controls the fluids on the planet, known as the waters, and well as also sea water on the planet Earth. Also, that means it has an influence, being that the Earth is 75% water, you are 75% water, hence it has upon you and your fluids. Men with the wet dreams, especially when you're younger, about sex. When you're horny, you want to let that devil out. that lower self. See, this is why in Islam they take jinn or the jinn, and the jinn said they were made from luminous fire. We just told you what the luminous fire was. Uriel, the Kundalini, made of some. This is the same thing that, remember, the burning bush that Moses was in front of. He spoke to God and said, well, who shall I say that is sending me, type of thing. Asher is Asa, a form of Heru, is Uriel, which is Lucifer, which is made from the luminous fire. Of course, remember, Uriel is the fire of God. So when you talk about the jinn, you told me. And as it goes up through the various chakras, which are known as vortexes, you can bring in and out the aspects in which that you choose to focus on. Monsters and shit, you'll get that. The movies always show you that. See, this is in your Quran, this is in your Bible, this is in your Bhagavad Gita, this is in your Marapaba, this is in your Hispanishads, this is in your Book of the Dead, this is in your Gnostic texts. This is in every scripture, everything I just went over tonight. All right? So tell these jackasses to stop talking about body. They can't fucking explain their information to you properly. All right? God. He gave his life. All right? I know Bobby personally. He gave his life. And he's still living. All right? Overstand that. He's still living. All right, Brother Talib Bey, appreciate that. All right. Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam, Aki. All right, I see you. Okay, you got that. I appreciate that. Thank you for that super chat. Anytime somebody speak bad about the God, attack them. Get at them. Because that don't make no sense. All right, Bobby left a legacy, over 300 videotapes of information. Stages, Bobby used to bring 100 books to the lectures and read from them shits for you. See, he didn't have the PowerPoint presentations or Google like I do. I was able to move into this generation with this shit. But I was doing the same thing, taking hundreds of books to the damn lectures too, and reading from them shits, putting this shit together. This is why I'm so good at putting this shit together for the information now via Google Hangout, via YouTube. But as we always say, I don't want to talk about that shit. But as we always say, continue now for days, weeks, months, and years to come. We move towards our most cherished goal of health, wealth, knowledge of ourselves. Every action, enterprise, and endeavor in which they wish to be involved is bringing increasing rewards, better economic conditions. All right. We have so much abundant success in our life and so much happiness and joy that we're able to help and share with those who are sincere along the way. And we're moving closer towards the oneness of God and Goddess and of ourselves. We love y'all, and we out. Peace.